Good morning, everyone. Thanks for hopping on. Before we get started, I do want to give a welcome to Morgan. Um, I'll let her go ahead and introduce herself in a hot minute, but this is her first time joining this conversation. And for you, Morgan, this is really no clear-cut agenda. There's no structure. This is an open space that I just hold, and folks hop on and they share and learn and talk amongst themselves. And on occasion, I lend a comment or two, but or answer a question, but really it's their show. So, Morgan, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and why you're on
Yeah,
the
thank
call.
you. Hi, everyone. My name is Morgan Akins. I'm the JSY Community Health and Nutrition Coordinator for the Food Bank. Um, so most of you might have gotten an email from me about a new website called Eat Easy. And I don't have to go through it right now, but I just kind of wanted to give a tutorial on just how the website works and if anybody had any questions about it. I'll also put some flyers in the chat that you might be able to print out and hang in your pantries. Um, and yeah.
Do you need any, are you going to share anything?
Yeah, I was just gonna quickly walk through the website. Do you want me to do that now?
Are you as a co-host?
I don't know. Probably not.
Well, let's make sure that you are able to do what you need to do. You are, all right. Now you can share.
All right. So as I mentioned, I just wanted to go over Eat Easy. So it's a new online website that SNAP-Ed recently released. It's not required for anybody to take. It's just a great way for participants to take it or go on and take some nutrition education lessons if they are unable to go to any nutrition classes or workshops that we offer, or just to do at home if you just want to learn more about nutrition. So when you log into the eateasy.org, this is what you'll see. So at the top, there's a how-to section. So right now, there's only 4 lesson plans on here, but they think there is supposed to be at least 12 coming on. So you kind of just want to pick out which one you want to go over. And you can also create an account where you can save your progress and print a certificate if you want to as well. So just wanting to go with the power up with protein, you just click start now. And it kind of just gives you a little bit of agenda on how long it should take you. And I won't go through it all, but just kind of a quick what you'll see. Um, so yeah, so you can either listen to it or just kind of read through it. And then once you're done with that, you just kind of click done and kind of go through each section. And there's little tasks that you can do, like little games that you play, just kind of learning more about nutrition. And again, at the end, you can get a certificate sent to your email if you want to, just to print it out. There is Table Talk where you can sign up and you can just ask any nutrition questions. So just an example of right here. How many calories do I need in a day? And then you'll get a real response from a real nutritionist. And so I think it's a great way to either remain anonymous or kind of just if you don't have the capacity to join a nutrition workshop where you can get some information. And then lastly, there's some resources on here. You cannot directly apply for SNAP benefits on here, but you can click this link and it'll take you to the website to either have somebody reach out to you regarding SNAP or you can apply for SNAP then. And there's also some more tips and recipes from SNAP-Ed. So if you just click that, you'll go to the SNAP-Ed website where there's a bunch of recipes. And then you can also check your SNAP balances if you want. So just taking you to the recipes, here is what it would look like. Now, again, this is not required for anybody to take. It's just kind of a fun way to get more nutrition education out there. I will put some flyers in the chat for you, and then if anybody has questions, you can reach out to me. You can put them in the chat too, or you can also just kind of unmute yourself and ask.
So there's a comment in the chat from Julie, who is the NOAA for Tompkins County. She says, nice intro to the resources. Yes, this is really well done, Morgan, very in depth. Is this something that, I'm going to ask the question. Is this something that can be, and maybe you did say it, and I just clued you out, that agencies can then share with clients and their other volunteers and their family and sort of just make this thing go viral?
Yes, so I did send out an email a few weeks ago, like with all the information, but I'll put it in the chat too. There's a partner flyer that you can print out, post wherever you need to, hand it out, just kind of encourage people to take it because not a lot of people are able or like have the ability to come out and do a nutrition workshop. So it's a great way to kind of be inclusive of everybody.
Very cool. So what I'll do is if any questions come in through here today, or if you guys have questions later on, you can always follow up with Morgan directly or send it to me and I'll get it to Morgan. If you're learning, if you want to like have a little bit more in-depth conversation about it or how best to utilize it with your clients and volunteers, let us know. We want to make this a really valuable, oops, sorry. We want to make this a valuable tool. Thanks, Morgan. All right. And you're welcome to stay for the conversation today, Morgan. But by all means, I know we're all super busy and I don't want to tie you to this if you do have other things to do. But in the meantime, hello, everyone. It's a smaller group today. Um, thank you. Love notes in there from our lovely friend in Corning. And so, yeah, what's going on, folks?
Hey Amanda, it's Phil. I haven't been on in a while. So I just wanted to, I checked in today to learn a little bit more about the EDZ program. So I look forward to like going on the website and kind of looking through it and seeing how it can help us and funnel some of our efforts, I guess.
Yay. Awesome.
I'm actually glad Morgan came on to talk about this. I vaguely remember seeing an email about it. Kind of had a lot on my plate a few weeks back, Amanda.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Janet. No clue. For those of you on the call who aren't aware, Janet was one of our committee members for the HipNap Review Committee. So she had a lot to read and a lot to discuss.
I was Miss Tompkins County.
Yay.
Where's your stash?
Yeah, I need to get myself one of those.
Okay. All right. I love where this conversation is going. Bree, you're in the room. They want sashes next year. Sashes. For review committee members. Okay. Jean Ellen had a wonderful idea. I love that. You think you're being funny, Jean Ellen? I'm running with it.
Okay.
What else is going on?
The the TFAP audit that was in Waverly.
Yes.
Any best practices that came out of that, things that we should be aware of, and a follow-up question to it. If we, as a pantry, are always doing TFAP forms with our individuals, is it necessary to put the TFAP information in CIMSE?
Let me answer your second question first. The answer is no.
Okay.
If you're doing paper forms, you do not have to then put that into CIMSE. So by all means, Catherine can turn that feature off of SimC so that you just do paper forms and just keep them on site for 3 years plus the current year. And that eliminates a lot of issues that may arise. For one of the things that was happening is, let's back up. The first thing is your attestation form should be the only thing on that piece of paper. So if you have another intake form, that has to be completely separate. For folks that are doing SimC or Fresh Track at another location because there's a lack of internet at the pantry, just keep your paperwork separate, and the attestations must stay at the pantry and locked up 3 years plus the current year. They cannot go to someone's home or to another location to be then input into the system. That's just a very gray area, and it's not a best practice. And so we don't want that happening. So just leave them at the location, and then making sure that nothing else is on that piece of paper. It's a standalone document. So those were the two things that came out of the visit at Waverly. And so again, nothing that they were doing egregiously wrong. It was some best practices that we were learning. And I do want to reiterate again, while they did visit the Waverly Food Pantry and Lee Barda out in Broome County, it was actually an audit of us, the food bank, as opposed to the pantry themselves, and where we can improve.
Okay, that would be a big help, because we have been doing paper TFAP forms right along attestations, because we have so many people that are not comfortable. They weren't comfortable using Fresh Track, and maybe SimC will be different, but we'll see. But we'll still have the paper.
Great, thank you. And maybe you could answer Pat's question that's in the chat. So Pat Wolf's like, if it's not put into SimC, how will we track when they are due again? Because they must be done annually. So how are folks tracking attestations if you're not using it in SimC and you're doing paper?
The old-fashioned way, you go through the attestations and you see what is more than 12 months old.
Maybe file them in calendar date instead of like alphabetical or something like that.
But that makes it hard for the volunteers when someone comes in to find whether there is a current attestation for someone.
Yeah.
But
See that.
yes, you could always keep a list, I suppose, but that's just another step that may or may not get done, which is always a concern.
I can share that there's a couple pantries that kind of do a blanket, whether it's in January or July, they pick a month. And since primarily most of the clients are return folks, they're going to get the lion's share of them in January or July or whatever month is chosen. Right. So they try to find a busy month that they know they're going to see people, get it done in one fell swoop, and then put those away and revisit it the next year. They will pull out the attestation if it's a new client, though.
Yes.
So
we have new clients constantly. So how are they going to fit in? To me, it's just as easy to run a report, which is what we're doing with Fresh Track now. It sounds almost like it's more of an entry problem than a client problem. We're going to continue doing them in SimC because it's just so much easier to run a report.
You have internet at your location, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that might be the best solution for folks that do have internet at the location.
Yeah, we have internet at the location, but again, I have volunteers that do not want to touch the computer, and that leaves it falling on the 2 or 3 people that are willing to do it for everybody. So,
yeah. And
we do catch most of our people with our Thanksgiving 3-day holiday basket that we give out. So that is the majority of people. We catch them all at once. It slows down the process during that handout. But the pantry's open and they can come in and fill up on what they need. So,
do you have more than one laptop or computer?
We do.
You can, anybody that's new, send them to them. That's what we did in Fresh Track.
What do you mean send them to them?
We have a person, which is me. If anybody new comes in, or needs their attestation updated, they go away from the person who just does the people who are doing revisits. I handle all the others.
Okay, but we're open 3
person?
days a week and I don't want to spend my life at the pantry, so that's not going to work for us.
Gina Ellen, what pantry are you?
Newark Valley, Project Neighbor.
And like how many people do you have on an average like, pantry day?
Oh, a day? It depends. Some days we have none. Some days we have 6 to 10 families. It's all catch as catch can. We have 3 pantries in our school district, so we're not that heavily traveled because we share the wealth
Gotcha.
or the deprivation, I guess.
And I can say that the way that each of your pantries is using Attestation, Cincy, or Fresh Track, they're all okay.
Okay.
It's you do what works best for your unique situation, how often you're open, the engagement of your volunteers, the internet access, whatever the combination is, as long as it's getting done within the parameters that New York State requires us, we're good to go. So
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say what fits Bread of Life may not fit Newark
Right.
Valley, which may not fit Newfield, but what works for you, and that's fine.
Right. Is there some sort of percentage that they would look for on an audit to see how many people are receiving as opposed to how many forms you actually have completed? No.
Nope. They are just looking to see that you are doing them, and they are
Okay.
signed and dated. Wait, let me back up. They are dated. They no longer need to be signed. They just want to make sure you're running the paces,
Okay.
but make sure they're signed and nothing else is on the piece of paper.
Even on the back? We like to
Yeah.
save paper.
No, don't do it, because that's exactly what Pam and Rich were doing at Waverly. Yeah, we don't want to burn down all these trees, right?
Right.
So they had something on the back, and unfortunately, that's what the ding was. It has to be a standalone document.
Okay. Thank you.
I guess in theory, could you put that Appendix A, that table that you need like 25 times magnification to read on the back? Nothing. No.
Nothing is on the back. So that table is intended to be a one document that people can look at when they arrive and see that whatever language they choose, that they're within the income guidelines. You're welcome to have more than one of those available. And if you want them to be, if you don't have the capability of getting them laminated, we can print them off and laminate you some copies just so that they last a little bit longer. But just ensure that the attestation is the only thing on that document.
Amanda, I would like some
Yes.
laminated copies, please.
Open mouth, insert foot.
Yeah.
That's right.
She got there before I did.
Okay, so BOL. How many do you want, Pat?
4.
Project Neighbor. How many do you want, Gina Ellen?
Probably 2, but are you going to blow them up so we can read them?
You
That's
need
a really
a
good
poster
question.
board.
Or send magnifying glasses. or one of those lighted ones.
You know what?
To form off, and it was readable. I don't know where I got it from, but it was.
Let me
the
look
new
into
one.
this. Yeah, let me look into this. Anybody else want any of these laminated? Or even if I can enlarge them before I move on to my next comment. I see 2 for Janet. So Newfield.
Thank you.
Phi, how about you?
No, we're good. We have a touch screen, so you just
Okay.
go
All right.
and just zoom it out
Is
that way.
Isia still on the call? Anyone else? Okay. No, looks like. Alrighty. So in the chat, Morgan added, you can't add the participant flyers and partner flyers to the chat. If you send them to me, Morgan, what I'll do is every Monday, I send out a weekly email digest of all things that we discussed this week, what's happening in the current week, and what's coming down the pike. So if you send me those links, I will add them and let folks know that, hey, in case you were interested, here they are again. Get those added. Good stuff. Any other questions about Oh, before I continue, Julie, thank you so much for the love in the chat. You're the best. And so now I'll go on. I did want to send some love back. Any other questions about ODS audits or the attestations or anything that I can try to answer without sticking my foot in my mouth, which I've done on this call, in fact, in the past?
Yeah, I think the one things with the attestations, and I went back and forth with Catherine a little bit about it,
Mhm.
is like if we don't manage to get the forms from a client who is new to us, or we just went live on SimC at the beginning of the month. So I'm trying to shrink the gap of those who we have the TFAP papers for and loaded versus not. Um, it was like if somebody's loaded initially as a non TFAP visit because you don't have the paperwork, I'm not going to attest to their things for
Right,
them.
right,
Thank you very much.
absolutely.
It's like it'll prompt you every single cycle that they come through after that to see if it changed. And so, like, because we're still closing that gap, I have a very firm grasp on who we have loaded in
Mhm.
versus, who's kind of new to us. And either we need to check to see if some other pantry has loaded them in or not. But I'm to the point where I can take like the roster of who came through in a given week, and you can get to that even from like the volunteer login. Like you don't need any of the elevated permissions to do it, and then you can export it into into Excel. And like if you take a couple of weeks, well, in my case, 2 pantries worth, which gives me the whole month of June, it does tell me like if it's a TFAP visit or a non-TFAP visit, and that makes it a lot easier when you're. I think when cars are coming in and we're trying to track down the people that have slipped through the cracks previously, because now I just have like 7 or 8 maybe that are non-TFAP, and I can highlight those names on the previously served little spreadsheet that I've pulled together, and it's just really concise. And it's not like pulling all data down, and you have to swear to. I'll shred this. I'm not going to do anything untoward with it or anything. So
All right.
I
No,
just
that's a good
I'm just
workaround.
saying that's something that's working pretty well for me, and
Yeah,
it's
and you're doing
helpful.
that right at the church, and then you're shredding it when you're done. You're
Yep,
using it as a tool.
yep,
I think that's a good approach to making sure that you're getting everybody signed to have signed the attestation.
yeah. And sometimes we're finding that like our internet isn't great depending on where you are necessarily inside the church too. So it's always good to have something that you can fall back on.
Nice. And
Can
all
you,
of you should have those paper attestations anyway, just in case. And if you happen to hit somebody up twice or 3 times in a year, better more than not at all.
We've had a
I
few
think
of
I cut
those.
someone off. Yeah, I think I cut somebody off when I was speaking.
no, I was just going to say, when I entered our people in, I did two things. First of all, I did the same kind of search on Fresh Track to find most of our families. I mean, it was a bigger period of time. But then when I entered people into SimC, I ran the same report that she did, and I compared the two, and that way I could figure out who I'd missed. That report that she run is really nice.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really easy too, like shockingly easy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's like the same place where you can cancel a visit too. Like if you like if there's a duplicate and you hit the wrong one or something like that. So that's the July conversation with Catherine's training. I found case studies for like every possible scenario, I swear, like weird things that we can search for. So,
Very cool. I have yet to hop on one of her demos yet, and I need to. I really need to. So what else? Coming down to the end of the
I'll say
month.
something, I guess.
Hmm.
Pat, I'd like to thank you guys for holding the food council thing in Candor. Kerm ended up going to that and kind of was inspired by it. And I know we talked at our last board meeting about like gathering some of those same individuals in our own community and kind of moving forward, not just within the county, but within our own community, bringing all those players together to work as one instead of each one doing kind of their own separate thing. So thanks for hosting that. And I think Kerm was really inspired and got a lot of good information out of that. So thanks.
Good, I'm glad he did. And that whoops. And I think that's exactly why Teresa did it that way. I mean, she started with a community, but having all these other people. I know Nichols is looking to have a meeting there. If you have your meeting and you want to bring people in, as well, I'm sure the more communities we get information from, the better off we're going to be. For those of you who have no clue what we're talking about,
Thank you, Pat.
Teresa, what's her name?
Kraus.
Thank you. Teresa Kraus. In Broome County, they have a food council for the county, and it's not like your coalition meetings. What it is a group of people from the entire community, all walks of life, getting together, trying to solve food issues within their community. And she did a presentation, which was really good. Then we had breakout sessions where we had 3 or 4 questions to answer, like what were the things that prevented people from coming to pantries? What were the things why we couldn't get food in our community? Like not having a grocery store or lack of transportation, those kinds of things. Nothing was outlandish. And we really had a good variety of people. It wasn't all pantry people. We had people from the health department. We had a farmer from, I think it was Caroline Center. I've already spoken to a farmer here in Candor who is very interested in being part of this council. Talked to some other people that couldn't make it. She really lights a fire in you. But the point is, she's there to keep blowing on that fire until it turns into a big outpouring of good for your community. I think I can't remember now how long the Broome County Food Coalition has been. I think it's been a process over 5 years to get to where they are today. And the good part is Broome County considers Tioga County their younger sibling, if you will. And because they do deal a lot with, like Appalachian and Campbell area folks, but they're willing to share all materials and their process with us. So, and then we just adapt it to our needs because let's face it, Tioga County is a whole lot different than Broome. But it was really good. Even though she'd explained to me what was going to happen, I still was a bit muddled in my brain, which is par for the course these days. But she really clarified things, and she's got a lot of energy, and she's there, as a resource person. Quit laughing, Amanda.
You're absolutely right. She has a ton of energy and she's just so vibrant and mission driven. She's so committed to the work that we're all doing and a wonderful human being to know. And I'm glad that you guys are experiencing her.
Well, she truly cares. I mean, I thought she was almost in tears when she said, "My mission is life is to see no one is hungry." So, she says whether that's realistic or not, she just want to whack down the numbers. So,
yeah. Girl, you just gave me goosebumps. You talking about Teresa Kraus like that? She's a dynamo, and I hope you all get to enjoy her. Awesome. Any other questions for Pat about the community meetings and the purpose? And don't worry, Tompkins, you guys are on the short list.
Well, I know Sarah's been working on I can't even remember what we're calling it this week, unfortunately. So many acronyms.
There are.
There are, but yeah, there's definitely a lot going on in Tompkins as well.
Mhm.
Become more involved
Absolutely.
with that as we proceed down the road, I guess.
It's more than just charity and the handout. It really is about fixing processes and systems and the justice piece to all of this. So it's very important work, and I'm super proud to be part of an organization that is working to address it and working with all of you. So
Well, I think another comment of mine personally is I think that councils like this are important given the state of our government at the moment. We have to do everything we can to find food sourcing grants, whatever's needed. I think the days of knowing that a grant was coming from the government may be numbered. I don't know, but I think it's being very proactive to try to do some of these things.
I am actually just making notes here. And I might be sharing them with the team.
As for Newfield, I mean, we do a lot of fundraising efforts. Obviously, we're a small community, so something here might not be the scale of something in Binghamton, certainly, or down in Corning. But we do find our community is pretty responsive, at least. But the further I'm delving into this is eye-opening in terms of it. Sometimes, like say our board, who is fantastic. When I was scammed into joining them a couple of years ago, I've always said Marge played the long game, Amanda, to get me on. But like I literally brought the age down on the committee by 5 years, the average age. And so just, getting, and it ties into kind of the succession planning and everything else, but getting some younger people engaged who are involved with the community in other manners, perhaps, is really becoming interesting, because like we have somebody who joined us last summer, yes, and like she's a police officer up at Cornell, and she has like some like crazy amazing contacts within the community, and it's nobody that anybody else would have ever known to approach or something like that. And she knows like all these organizations and who to, exactly who the person is to approach there. Like she works with that, I don't know if you've heard of Cop Kids and Toys. It's like a Tompkins County thing, I think, and maybe Portland County as well. But it's getting some diverse opinions and ideas on things is really paying off. And that kind of ties to Pat's comment about, you just really need to keep stirring the pot, because the funding pool is drying up.
Yeah.
Or the
Agreed.
traditional sources anyway.
Yeah, the work's only getting more and more requests, more expensive, less volunteers, less resources. So yeah, how do we think outside the box? And I love the fact that you have somebody that's thinking about who's not at the table yet and can be brought in to the conversation. I love that. Love that. Right. Okay, so we're about halfway through our time. We can keep talking about this if we want to. You guys have other things that you wanted to bring to the group? Hold on, there's a chat comment in here from Julie. One thing that's helpful is there's a lot of agriculture abundance in this area. Yep. And all of you are pros at getting to it to where it's needed. I agree. They are pros at getting it from the farm and the local gardener out to the community members that can consume it. So it's not necessarily going to a pig farmer or just going to waste. It's going into people's bellies. I love that. Helps with self-reliance. That wasn't me, that was Julie. Yes, agreed.
One thing I
Great.
was wondering, Amanda, is how is your survey of the we won't call it the black market, the gray market of intra-pantry food exchanges? How's your survey coming along?
So it went back out again this week. I'm not the one who's the keeper of it. That's Jen Bertrand, and she says that the responses are coming in. We're going to run it one more week to try to get as many folks who haven't completed the survey to get the responses in. So if you know folks that haven't done it yet, as you're talking to your cohort members, nudge them, because the more information we have, the better data informed decisions and guidance that we can work off of. But one more week.
Okay, are you talking about the menu changes one?
It's the one that's been going out in my weekly email. Is that not the one that you're talking about?
No, the
Which one
one
are you
about
talking about?
all the agreements in between with it. You're
Oh,
talking
you're
like at the
talking about
county level.
sub-distribution. Okay, sorry,
That's what it's called.
sub-distribution. Okay, so
That's the
yes,
one.
it's because I haven't been getting any responses lately, and I've kind of converged them together. I'm hoping to have it completely ready to go at the end of this week, and after listening and seeing what everybody is concerned about and their comments and who all they're collaborating with, I think I'm just going to do one contract, one agreement that has everybody listed. You just find your county, find your agency name, and you sign and you date it. And then whoever is in that list, you can collaborate with and you can share. And I also created a tracking document for recall purposes, because the sub-distribution should not be the everyday practice. These are special situations that you just have an overabundance of a product that you just, for some reason, your folks didn't like or couldn't move, and you want to make sure it gets out to people. So it is the exception. It's not necessarily the rule that we want to follow, but this would give you that list of folks that you can share with. And by doing it for the entire network, when sorry, you're already on the call. When Linda Walsh gets on the call, is like, I have all this milk and folks are on the call from Tompkins or Tioga and she's out in Broome, we can all collaborate. I hear you, Pat. Less paperwork. Yay. So we will be the owner of the contract. You will get an invitation to collaborate. I'm going to finish building it, get one more approval, and hopefully we'll be ready to send that out to folks in July.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you for asking about that. Keeping me honest on all my things. Appreciate you, Jan. After signing, yes. So it's not going to be It's not going to be a paper copy. What we're going to do is this is going to be a living agreement. So what might happen is if we haven't figured out the best place to put this yet, it might just have to live in one spot as opposed to in your grants management account. Because as we bring on new partners or new folks sign, we want to be able to have it updated. And since it's an automatic recurring and renewing agreement, unless there's a change, it's less paperwork on all of you. So as soon as we figure out where that one spot is, we'll let you know. But just know that if we have to add somebody to it, it's got to get recreated. Like if I do a PDF with everybody on this call, as soon as like Linda signs it, I now have to recreate the PDF. It's not paper necessarily, but it is an extra step. So just saving it in one spot might be the best thing. So it might just be on our website under the partner portal. I'll let you know when we finally land somewhere.
Great, thanks.
Will that work for you, Pat? Perfect. I see the head nodding. Outstanding. What else?
Unrelated, but whose birthday is?
Oh, shame on me. I've been really good and consistent about letting you guys know ahead of time whose birthday here it is in case you get on the call with them. Last week was Aaron's birthday. It was June 19th. So we were closed, but that was his birthday. So we did up the door, did up the back. I say we, and it was really Bree. I blew up 2 balloons. That was my contribution. But yeah, we like to celebrate the little things and we like to celebrate the big things. And birthdays are a big thing. So you can always send him a happy belated.
Will do.
I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna screenshot that, Julie. Oh, that's doing something silly. Let's try that again. In the chat, she put down, I'm a major appreciator of Aaron. He sends the GSNAP referrals for SNAP. Yes. So if you guys aren't aware, and I don't know if that you all are, there's a thing called Google Snap. And what it is, it's a landing page, basically. It's a link. It's on our website. There's a QR code. And anyone can go to this link, and if they're interested in receiving SNAP benefits or learning more or signing up, they can put in their information. And right now it goes to Feeding America, who then sends it to us with the zip codes within our service area. What Aaron does is he goes in and he breaks it down by county, and then he sends it out to all the Julies in our service area. So we got folks in Steuben County, folks in Broome and Tioga, and so that they can see who is asking for SNAP assistance, and then they can reach out to those people. And unfortunately, the contract is being dropped by Feeding America, but don't worry, we're going to pick up the slack. It is a great program, so we don't want to lose any of our services through that. So we are going to continue those ads through July and see what happens. So you'll still be getting them. That's what's coming in, Julie. And Aaron's been great about getting that information out. It's all about access. All right. So yes, it was Aaron's birthday. I'm the next one up. I'm in July. So.
What day?
The 11th. I'm 1 week after the 4th. My dad was a 4th of July baby, and I was a week later.
Well, you're close to my husband and our anniversary.
It's the place to be, man.
And my grandson's birthday.
Is it all right around the 11th?
It's just after. My grandson is the 14th. My husband is the 15th. Our anniversary's the 17th.
It works.
54 long years.
All July.
Yep.
Good times, man. Love it. What else? We're down to our last 15. And for lunch today, I'm actually skipping lunch, and I'm going with Teresa Krause and another smaller group of us food bankers. We're in the same pod, so we collaborate together. We're going to go get ice cream on this super, super hot day. So who's going to get an ice cream today?
Not me.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I went to try and source ice so that I could chill my watermelon half, and found ice at my third stop.
Oh, wow.
Because I just didn't have enough space in the fridge.
Do you get a cooler, like a big cooler full of ice, and put the watermelon in it?
Yeah, I got a couple bags of ice.
Nice.
We've
Yeah,
done
no,
a
I saw
couple
that.
of things.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, we've done a couple of things in our past to cool watermelon. My parents used to have a cottage, and behind it was this little dinky stream, and it was very cold. So we put the watermelon in there, and at home we threw it in the pool. We had an above ground pool for a lot of years, so we just throw it in the pool till we were ready to eat.
Yeah. Cool watermelon. I'm here for this.
I've,
There you
I've
go.
heard of, I've heard of water chilled chicken. I guess this is another way to bleach your food.
You know you're from a small town when.
I just want to make the disclaimer, this is not food safety approved. Do not
The skins, you haven't cut it yet.
make sure you
They're
wash
still
that.
porous.
Wash that before you cut it. On a pool note though, we broke out the little pool and our dog got right in the pool. So happy. First time this season. We don't have a human pool, we just have dog pools.
My daughter used to sit in it when she was desperate.
I'm not allowed. I did that once and he threw a hissy fit. That is his pool. That is his water.
You're
And then he gets
awful.
the zoomies. The things we do for our fur babies and our children.
They aren't our children?
They are our children. They are. Monsters, all of them. All right, down to our last 10. Anything else, folks? This was a really good conversation. We touched on a lot of things. Then I'll do my disclaimers and reminders. If you applied for Operation Support Capital Equipment, award letters should be going out any minute now. If you were not awarded something, you would have already received notification of that. July 1st, the holiday turkey application goes live. So you're going to want to get on our grants management site and apply for the holiday turkeys. Remember, you're ordering turkeys for one of those holidays. It's not intended for both. It's intended for either Thanksgiving or Christmas. And this ensures that we have enough to spread around as best we can. And while you're there, if you haven't been there lately, let us know what you think about the new dashboard. We did that video training, redid on the new dashboard, applicant dashboard, and let us know how you feel about it compared to the previous way it was set up. I'd like to know, and because what we'd like to do is get your feedback and also send that back on to our developer. Not that we can guarantee any changes, whatever happened, but it's always good to give them feedback because we do buy into this program. I think that's about it. I'm going to be hosting an in-person civil rights training in July. So if you got folks and you want to come down to the food bank, I think I can take like 20 people. It'll include a tour and just get it done and out of the way.
And you have good air conditioning.
And it's air conditioned. If you do come, wear closed-toed shoes because the tour, you do have to have your shoes, your toes covered. But yeah, all kinds of cool things happening. Any last notes for me? I never do this with this group. You guys want to do a checkout? I didn't really do a check-in, but let's want to do a checkout. What are you looking most forward to this summer? Like, what's exciting for you? It could be super small. It could be super big.
I'm going to visit my friend in Seattle. I haven't seen him in like 3 years, so that'll be exciting.
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
gosh.
That's nice.
I would love to go to Seattle. That's so cool. Look at you, man. You're going halfway across the world to go see a friend. That's commitment. That's great.
Have some good coffee for me.
Better
You
yet,
got-
bring us back some good coffee.
And go to the fish market where they throw the fish.
Don't forget the
Yeah,
Soundgarden.
Yeah, we lived there for, I don't know, eight years. I think we lived there. So
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
it'd be nice to go back. I mean, I went before COVID and visit him. I used to visit him every year before COVID, but I haven't been since then. So I guess it's more than 3 years, but
No, you're due. You're due. That's so cool. I'm so excited for you. What about everybody else? One thing you're looking forward to?
I'm going to be hanging out with my new granddaughter.
Oh, that's exciting.
That
Yep.
is fantastic.
4 years,
Did you-
right, 4 years old already, 4 months old.
Did you tell
Wow.
us the grandbaby's name already? I don't remember hearing it.
Briar Scott. She's a little girl.
Briar Scott. Oh my gosh. That
Yeah.
is so precious.
She's the cutest baby in the world, in case you're wondering.
I
I
would hope she
imagine.
is.
I imagine. I miss babies. My youngest grandbaby is 8
Oh,
and taller
Uh.
than me.
yeah.
It's what they do.
I
What are
miss
you looking forward to, Pat?
finally getting my flower beds all situated and watching my cucumbers and tomatoes grow and my zucchini.
Yay.
I have a very limited garden. I only plant what I can pick off and eat. So you know what I like, zucchini, cucumbers, and tomatoes. But it's between the rain and now it's hot. It's been
Yeah.
difficult
Awful.
getting everything weeded and the way I want it.
Oh goodness.
I came
That
out
sounds
to my
fabulous.
garden this morning, and I discovered that overnight I must not have closed my netting quite enough, and I came out to all my peppers being just lying like dead trees on the ground. One tomato was also doing that, and all these holes were dug through the whole bed.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I have replanted, rewatered everything back in. Straws happening again this afternoon, and the hooks for the mesh are going in today.
Oh wow.
But I'm with you in terms of seeing my stuff grow. That's my highlight.
We had squirrel
Yay.
issues one year. They liked my cherry tomatoes. They're the dark maroon colored ones. I went to pick them, and there's all these little holes, and all the seeds had been sucked out. So I
Oh my
pelt
gosh.
when I'd see the
That's
squirrels,
wild.
I'd pelt them with my tomatoes.
Oh my goodness. I don't want to lose you either, Julie. So if you want to throw in the chat one thing you're looking forward to while you're typing, I will share mine. Same thing I look forward to every summer. I take a week off at the end of August for my anniversary, and we just do day trips and just enjoy each other because he works crazy hours. So it's just a good time to reconnect and enjoy the fact that we actually love each other.
What
That's
anniversary?
nice.
What number anniversary?
Oh God. 7?
7?
7.
Well, you got a couple years before you catch up with me.
Yeah. Just a few. Julie put in the chat corn. Yes.
Yes.
She says she cuts it off the cob and freezes it and uses it in cornbread in the winter. That's so
Ooh.
smart.
Ooh,
That
That
is so
sounds-
smart. Yes, the corn. Oh my goodness. Knee high by the 4th of July, baby. We're almost there. All right.
Funny
Well,
s-
I'm gonna let yeah. Oh, sorry.
I
Did
was,
I cut someone
I,
off?
I was just to say, funny story in Newfield, which is now apparently the pot capital of New York State. The
Yes.
the
Heard
the
that.
farm that had the very best corn on the cob has turned their focus.
Oh,
So
Well-
I'm very sad.
wow.
You got to have a cash crop.
Yeah.
True statement.
it-
True statement.
It used to be in the South, everybody grew a crop of tobacco. Of course, in the South, they
Mhm.
look, and my in-laws retired to Tennessee. Just a quick funny story. We went to church with them, and it was the typical, I mean, they had the hee-haw corner with people in three-piece suits, bibbed overalls. Then the preacher got there, and he was just pounding on the pulpit, and I wasn't sure if he was talking about God or swearing at us. He was purple. I thought he was going to have a stroke. After the service is over, we go out, and here's the preacher, his wife, and his 12-year-old son all smoking. And I said to my mother-in-law, huh? She said, you have to understand you're in the South, and they look at it a whole lot different. And, that's when she told me almost everybody grows a crop of tobacco because they can get at that time, between $8,000 and $10,000. And that's the bulk of their income. So
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wild what we have to do. All right. Well, thank you guys for the lively conversation and for allowing me to learn a little bit more about yourselves and what you're looking forward to. It's my highlight of the day. And we'll be back the second Monday of July. I don't even, there might be a guest host that day. I'm not sure. But yeah. In the meantime, you know where to find us. And it was good chatting with you all. Enjoy the weather. Hopefully it cools down a little bit, but till next time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
all.